This is So Damn Local. You're back with Nicola and Sander, and it is time to welcome to the studio our guest, visual artist Ruth Legg. Ruth, hello, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
I love your, what do you call that? What is it?
Komodo.
Komodo?
I always say it wrong.
Kimono.
Kimono, that's the
Kimono.
one. Thank
I love
you.
it, whatever
that
it
was
is.
a test, wasn't it?
Whatever it is, loved it.
I love it. Ruth, you're here to talk to us about your art.
Yes.
And an exhibition that's on for this week, the final week. And let me just look it up here. It's called My Respects to Madame Bernard.
My regards.
My regards, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it regards?
Almost.
Oh.
You have it? Okay.
Oh, do you have it? Come. I wonder how that happened. Anyway, it's an exhibition, right?
Yeah.
You're there with 8 other
Sure.
artists.
That's right.
And it's at the Montmartre.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us what the theme of this exhibition is?
Well, the theme of this exhibition, it's about painting, but there's no painters in the exhibition, which is a bit confusing.
Yeah.
But it's artists who are influenced by painting in their work in some way, either conceptually or formally, but don't necessarily paint on canvas.
Okay, we have later on in the interview we have some images of pieces of art that will be on display there.
Yeah.
You're not a painter yourself. You're a visual artist.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your own work?
Sure. I usually work in video. That's my chosen medium, and the works that I think you're going to see tonight, maybe it's a good place to start, are kind of, they're all about how individual creativity translates into a public sphere. So they're kind of, or mistranslates sometimes as well. So that's what they're trying to explore a little bit. So I'm interested in ideas of creativity and how artists are represented. That's
and this mistranslation, how do you tackle that in your art?
Well, I try and celebrate it a little bit because the ambiguity of the artwork a little bit. So maybe it's good to talk about one of the works that you'll see.
So we can go to one of your works,
sure.
And then we'll talk about it. So we'll just watch it. It's about 40 seconds. It's the one by Door Jana on Door Jana Kransberg, right?
Yeah.
Kransberg?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Here the left side of the image is almost indistinguishable from the right. This has been achieved by using the camera to frame the two stairwells that run in parallel up the outside of the building. But perhaps the most striking thing about this photograph is the architectural structures of the stairwells themselves, and the way in which they almost protrude from the image. In this photograph, Kransberg again uses both symmetry and light in a way that is characteristic to many of her photographs. In the upper right-hand corner of this image, a bird has just flown into shot, filling an otherwise empty patch of sky and creating an even composition.
Okay, so Ruth, that was on Door Jana Kransberg. She is a Dutch photographer. Those were her photos.
She works for, or she used to work for the Stadsarchief, which is the Amsterdam City Archive, the image archive, and she was a job photographer for the archive. So she would document the city of Amsterdam to make a historical record of the city. So the images that you see are her images. And in the video work, the voiceover is out of sync with the images, which you probably noticed.
Because I was confused.
I noticed.
Where are those stairwells?
And then I thought that must be the mistranslation. Is that correct or not?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I was kind of interested in her idea of personal creativity or style in her work, and yet at the same time, she's supposed to be kind of historically documenting the city, which is supposed to be an ambiguous or have no authorship in a way, this idea of history, you know. So I was trying to kind of bring out her idea of style by talking about her work in that way. So yeah.
So you like to confuse. Yeah, okay, so let's
Like, should we see the next one?
Yeah.
We've got another
Sure.
one, and this is an authentic line.
Yeah.
I thought that there are two television languages. At first, we are professionals and we had the idea about languages and images and so on. And they, in their specific context, also participating, they have another television language, also the receiver language, but also, well, they don't care about a little fault, you know, when we make a wrong transmission or just there's no problem.
Okay.
Tell us.
What was he talking about?
Well,
a TV or something? Or?
Exactly, yeah. He's the head of a broadcast, a television station in Friesland, Omroep Friesland, which is a station that they talk in Frisian. And he's talking about a TV program that they made called Do It For Your Village, where they had people in the villages in Friesland making their own television programs. So I was interested in the idea of creativity or amateur creativity and how that translates onto TV, really, and this particular program. So he's just talking about that.
Why did you choose these images?
Because I shot those images as well. Because how to say? A lot of them are in Amsterdam, but in particular, I'm interested in the style of the shaky camera because it has this kind of idea of the amateur in a way, the shaky camera. So I was just trying to kind of portray that in the visual element of the video as well, how that translates the amateur. So
I wonder if we have time for one more of those videos.
We will see.
I get the green light here, and that is the biggest problem is the framing. Where we recognize that here at Sodom Local. Yeah. Let's take a look.
Okay, Ruth, talk us through that.
Well, it's a really short extract, so
Yeah,
it's hard to
yeah.
see, but basically the image that you see, it kind of slowly pulls out of the image. You can't really see there, and more text is intercut with it. But it's about somebody I know who is a photographer and now struggles to take photographs because he had an accident. So it's about this idea of how his personal situation translates into the work that he makes in a way.
It's all fascinating, it really is. And I believe we've also got a film montage of some of the work by other artists too, so we can cut to
it's
that
the
now
exhibition,
and check
right?
that out.
My regards to Madame Bernard.
Exactly.
So let's take a look, and you can see it until this Saturday at the Momarts. It is Ruth Legg and 8 other artists. Can we see that video? Just quickly. So this is an example. What do we see?
This is a
here?
show reel of the exhibition itself, so you can see some of the artworks here.
Excellent.
And you can see that they're not really paintings, although the work. There's one painting is about painting. So actually, just to mention, there's also a presentation on Sunday of talks at 3:00 in the MoMA related to this exhibition as well, if anybody's interested.
All right, so it is actually MoMA, so not MoMA.
No, it's MoMA.
With an accent.
Where did we get our information from?
MoMA
and
is right. No, it's just,
it's MoMA.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And you'll be there to give a talk, and there'll be drinks to mark the closing too, right?
Exactly, that's right.
And that's this Saturday, March the 14th.
Yeah. So if you're excited about the presence and influence of painting on different art forms, go and check out the exhibition. My regards to Madame Bernard at the MoMart. And for more information, go to ruthlegg.com, right? And of course to www.momart.nl. All right, thank you very much, Ruth.
Thank
very
you.
exciting.
Thank you.
Ruth.